Library of Heaven's Path. Chapter 46, Exposing the Scam. Tip. Hearing these words, Master Mo Yang staggered and almost puked blood. Tip your head. I am a master appraiser, I don't lack money. Like I will take your tip. With a hardened face, Master Mo Yang was on the verge of exploding. At this point, he would be placed in an awkward situation regardless of whether he took it or not. If he took it, it meant he would be accepting the tip of others' tip. In that case, he would be no different from a waiter or a servant. If he refused, just the action of the other party alone caused him to feel embarrassed. Suddenly, a thought floated into his mind. Could the lad have foreseen this in advance? That's why he took his money, so as to intentionally cause him embarrassment? You don't want it? Great, I can save 1,000 then. You must know that one can buy a lot of things with 1,000 gold coins. Sensing his hesitation, Zhang Xuan placed the note back into his embrace and muttered by the side. Hearing these words, Master Mo Yang was on the verge of collapsing. You sure are lucky, choosing the right one. However, this doesn't mean that you have won. All right, I still have things to attend to, so it is about time for me to leave. With coldness in his gaze, Master Mo Yang stood up, flung his arm and prepared to leave. His decisive action impressed Zhang Xuan. As expected of a professional scammer. The moment things go awry, he leaves. His decisiveness is truly worthy of respect. Regardless of whether Zhang Xuan was lucky or he was truly skilled in appraising, he would no longer be treated as a lunatic after earning so much in an instant. Rather than grinding it out with him, it was much wiser for him to end it here. After all, he had already profited greatly from appraising for the others. The longer the argument carried on for, the higher the possibility of something going wrong for him. The results of our competition isn't conclusive yet. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? Given Master Mo Yang's previous actions, there was no way Zhang Xuan could allow him to escape just like this. Indeed, Master, don't be in such a hurry to leave. You also made a profit from the item you bought, this can't be considered as his victory. Master has only underestimated his enemy, that's why he didn't choose the most valuable treasure from the start. We believe in you. After numerous days of effort, the master had roped in a large group of loyal followers. I have already said before that I have matters to attend to. Farewell. Master Mo Yang waved his hand. Even if you have urgent matters to attend to, I doubt that a few minutes will matter much. There are still things that I would like your guidance on. Zhang Xuan blocked the other party's escape path. What kind of things? Master Mo Yang stopped and harumphed coldly. This friend. Seeing him cease his movements, Zhang Xuan smiled faintly and stared at the elderly who had obtained the slot for appraisal and bought the ornamental vase. What is it? The elderly walked over. He was still hugging the artifact containing the ornamental vase as though he was hugging a precious treasure. Given its size, he would be unable to clean it up within a short period of time. Thus, he chose to stay to join in the spectacle. If I'm not wrong, the item you spent 80,000 gold coins to purchase is an ornamental vase. Furthermore, it is a broken one and it is not even worth a single gold coin. Zhang Xuan pointed to his artifact and stated. Ornamental vase? Not even worth a single cent? What kind of joke is this? This is something the master chose for me. The face of the elderly darkened as he chastised Zhang Xuan. Cleaning up such a large artifact will take a long time. At the minimum, you will require at least a day. How about this, you smash it on the floor directly and if I'm wrong, I will pay you 80,000 gold coins. However, if I'm right, it means that you have fallen into his trap and got scammed. If so, you can just demand the money back from the one who scammed your money. Zhang Xuan offered with a grin. Smash it? The elderly was taken aback by his words. The words of the other party made sense. Cleaning up such a large artifact would surely take a lot of time. However, if he were to smash it on the floor, it would only take an instant. If it was truly as the other party claimed and it turns out to be just an ornamental vase, then he would have made a big loss. Even for him, a loss of 80,000 gold coins was enough to send him into bankruptcy. If the artifact turned out to be a fake, he would probably commit suicide. If the young man were to say these words a moment ago, he would simply scoff and disregard his words. However, the other party had just bought a treasure, which won him a revenue of 765 times. This very fact made his determination waver. Worry not, a true treasure won't shatter that easily. Even if you were to smash it, it is very unlikely for it to break. You won't make a loss. Sensing his hesitation, Zhang Xuan pushed on. All right. After a short moment of contemplation, the elderly casually smashed the artifact in his embrace on the floor. Dang lang. With a crisp sound, the giant artifact shattered apart, and its true form revealed itself amidst the moss and mud. Indeed, it turned out to be a shattered vase. It is really an ornamental vase? After taking a look, the crowd verified that it was indubitably an ornamental vase. Even if this object was an antique left behind from the ancient times, it still wasn't worth much money. Needless to say 80,000 gold coin, no one would buy it for even 10 gold coins. What is going on here? Seeing the broken fragments on the floor, the elderly froze in shock. Initially, he had placed all of his hope on this artifact to earn him big bucks, yet it all ended up like this. How could he possibly not go berserk? What is happening? You will have to ask this Master Mo Yang. If I'm not wrong, he worked together with the dealer to build his fame as an appraiser so as to attract everyone's attention. Then, through his appraisals, he is able to get you all to spend big bucks to buy the artifacts he decides upon, thus profiting from it. Zhang Xuan looked at Master Mo Yang and the dealer, and the corners of his mouth crept upwards. As for why he was able to choose objects of high value, the reason is simple. Since the cleaning process did not happen before you, they are able to switch the item inside with another treasure they prepared beforehand and claim that it is the one he had just picked out. Anyway, no one saw the cleaning process, so no one is able to refute his claims. Is that true? Hearing Zhang Xuan's words, everyone's trust in Master Mo Yang wavered. After picking out a treasure before everyone else, Zhang Xuan successfully exposed a fake treasure that Master Mo Yang appraised. The crowd who had complete trust in Master Mo Yang a moment ago was starting to get suspicious. Dang lang. While they were still busy contemplating over who was right and who was wrong, another crisp sound echoed amidst the crowd. Another fellow who had received the appraisal slot smashed the artifact he bought as well. This time, it wasn't an ornamental vase, but a useless pottery. It was clear with a single look that it wasn't worth much. Fake, it is a fake. I spent 60,000 gold coins to buy this. They are scammers. Seeing the broken shards on the floor, those who bought the appraised items knew that they have been scammed as well and started roaring frenziedly. Peng. Hong. Puhi. With the two precedents, the remaining few could no longer hold it in. One after another, towards the artifacts they just bought, they either threw, smashed with a hammer, or cut it open with a blade. Taking a look at what was inside, all of their faces paled. They are all fakes. They are all worthless trash. We have been duped. This Master Mo Yang is a fraud. If there was only one fake, the crowd would still be able to accept it. After all, even an appraiser couldn't possibly pick treasures out of artifacts 100% of the time. However, when all 9 of the artifacts that he had appraised turned out to be trash, it could only mean to say that he was a scammer. To think that you still acted so compassionate and benevolent. Pui. You are just a fraudster. The berserk crowd surrounded Master Mo Yang and the dealer tightly as they glared at them intensely. At this moment, even the thought of killing them flashed through their minds. After all, no one's money came from the sky. If no one saw through the sham, and they only realized that it was a scam after they were done cleaning, who could they find to redress their grievances? Don't listen to the nonsense of this lad. Even master appraisers have moments when they are off. I am truly unacquainted with this artifact dealer. Seeing the murderous glare in the eyes of the crowd, Master Mo Yang realized that it was no longer possible to fool them and roared in anger instead. If it was a moment ago, the crowd would have definitely listened to his words. But now, no one paid him any heed anymore. Pang 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 pang. The sound of someone hitting on a human sandbag echoed from the congregation of the crowd. Following which, cries of agony could be heard. In this ordeal, not even the artifact dealer was spared. As for the initiator of the incident, Zhang Xuan, he had sneaked off the moment chaos broke out inside. The world was humongous, and every day, there were people who were going about scamming others, and there were people who were scammed by them. He wasn't an omnipotent god, and it was impossible for him to interfere in all of them. If it wasn't for Master Mo Yang's excessive mouth, he couldn't be bothered to expose him. Now that those who were scammed were aware of the situation, naturally, they have their own ways of dealing with the problem. There was no need for Zhang Xuan to worry about them. Huangyu Bookstore. Walking slowly along the market, a giant store appeared before him. In it, there were all kinds of books filling the bookshelves within. The store dealt with medicinal herbs, weapons, savage beasts, and naturally, books. That was also his main motive for choosing to enter the store. Let me take a look. Zhang Xuan lifted his leg and stepped into the store.